is Sato. I'm actually in Taiwan and this time and be able to do the broadcasting. And today we have another Big Force coach, Felix, to help me interpret today's topic.
好，大家好，这是佐藤公卫博士。那他现在已经来到台湾了，那他现在正在被隔离中。那我是今天的翻译的教练，那我叫 Felix， 大家好。
Alright, so let's go right into the topic today, talking about the physical testing, okay, to identify your potential and the status. Okay, so basically I'm using baseball as an example because it's a popular sport in Taiwan, and then I want to introduce what kind of data is important in order to play baseball at the higher level.
好，今天的主题是我们透过生理的测试、体能的测试来辨识你的潜能跟状态。那在棒球这个项目的话，我们会使用一些数据啊，然后来了解说你现在的状态，那来帮助你达到更高的成绩。
And because I play baseball in the U.S. and now a lot of my former students from the university become physical coach or some sports science job at the Major League Baseball level. It is changing a lot. It's changing a lot to be more data oriented. So it's very interesting to see that change.
OK， 那在这边的话，佐藤博士他以前也有打过棒球，在美国的时候有打过棒球。那他有很多大学学生呢，那现在在职棒里面当这个体能的教练啊，或是这个实验数据的分析人员。那现在的棒球跟以前已经有很大的不同了，现在很着重在数据的分析等等之类的。所以待会会针对这部分呢，大家稍后会做个说明。
Yeah, so this is just one of the many examples I can use for baseball being data-oriented sports. Nowadays, there are a lot of different software to come up with a statistics number about the position players and then also pitchers.
OK， 那现在这张PPT 看到的就是我们现在的棒球呢是以数据导向的，我们会用很多的软体啊或等等之类的来做一个统计。那在你的各方位的守备位置，那或是不同的守备位置来做一个统计，做一个分析。
Yeah, for example, as on the slide for the hitters, we know how fast the ball comes out of the bat, okay? Or we know where hitters usually hit with a percentage value, and then based on the information, the position players shift to where the hot spots are. So these are all from the data, the numbers show us the characteristics of the baseball.
所以举例来说的话呢，在打击的时候，我们就可以透过打击，然后打击出来的球的我们所谓的这个击球的速度，那或者说这个击球员他常常打击的方向，他的击球的落点，那这时候我们就会做一些守备的布阵。那这些资料的根据，这些守备布阵的根据呢，都是从统计数字而来的。
And for the pitchers, I know that nowadays the Asian baseball start to use the pitchers information, not only how fast they can throw the ball, but looking at the spin rate or arm angle or consistency of those kind of data to evaluate pitchers.
OK， 那在投手的部分呢，在亚洲的部分也会除了我们所谓的球速、投球的球速之外呢，现在也会看它的转速，就投球投出去之后，它的球的旋转的速度，那也会看它的手臂的角度啊等等之类的，来评估一个投手的能力跟状态。
And then I get asked from a lot of parents in Japan and then also Taiwan when they have the junior baseball players, let's say junior high school to high school pitchers, what do they have to do in order to play baseball in the U.S. in a college level? And then we get this type of questions quite a lot.
在这部分的话呢，在日本或是亚洲的部分，那会有一些家长会问博士说，那我到底要做哪些事情， 要做哪些事情才可以获得球探的青睐，然后晋级到像是去美国去打更高层级的棒球。那有些家长会这样问，那我们这边就会做一个介绍，说在棒球球探里面呢，他们是怎么去评估投手的。
And then this is just the one example of what kind of physical status the scout look for in order to recruit the players to U.S. to play in a Division I, Division II, or Division C, like in different levels.
好，那这边就会举例呢，在美国的球探呢，他们是如何去评估投手在D1层级、D2层级，就是像在台湾的甲组、甲1、甲2类似这样的意思。那这D1层级、D2层级的话呢，那球探是做哪些的评估？那这边的话就是会做个介绍。
And then this is just one example, but if you cannot throw the ball about 135 balls, you cannot play in the Division I baseball, period. And then this is just a minimum requirement that a lot of coaches look for. Nowadays, a lot of high school pitchers throw over 150 in the U.S. So if you don't have that kind of fastball, you cannot play in the U.S.
OK， 如果你的像是快速球的部分，如果你的快速球没有办法超过153公里的话呢，那基本上这是在美国球探他们在看的最低门槛。那所以你会发现到，其实很多的投手都可以投到150啊等等之类的。那如果你连135公里都投不到的话，那是很难有机会到达D1的层级的。
And then another way is because the American coaches, like the university coaches, cannot come to Taiwan or Japan to watch you play. So basically, you're getting evaluated by basically numbers, okay, or video, right? So you have to have this kind of number ready to present to the coaches so they can evaluate how good you are or how good you can be when you come to the U.S.
所以像这些在美国的球探们，他们是很难来到亚洲，像是台湾或是日本那之类的。他们能透过挑选选手的这些根据，就是透过这些数据，像是快速球啊，或者是透过影片，他们只能透过这些比较数据化的方式来评估说你这位投手是否值得来到美国继续发展。
And then the next slide is actually about the catchers because in my opinion, Asian players going to US to play, the most difficult position is a catcher because it's hard to communicate if you don't speak the language very well or if you don't understand the baseball culture.
OK， 那在捕手的部分呢，根据佐藤博士的观察，他发现到亚洲的球员去到美国的话，最困难的位置之一是捕手的部分，因为捕手你需要去跟包括投手沟通啊，包括你要去跟教练团沟通，你需要有一个很好的沟通能力。可是如果你的语言，因为在亚洲跟美国他们使用的语言是不同的，你在语言的隔阂部分呢，就会造成你在捕手发展上的受限。
So of course it's important that the catchers can hit or catchers can have a good arm to throw. Those are very important. But one of the key numbers that the scout look for is how quickly you can throw the ball, right? So that's why I have the arrow key on the bottom, how quickly you can throw. And then also, what's the ERA for the pitchers? Okay, meaning that if the ERA of the pitchers is low, that means that you have a very good command. You can call a pitch to use the ERA.
那在捕手的部分，除了你要打得很好，或是你有很强的臂力之外，有一个重点也是这些美国球他们会看捕手的要点之一，就是所谓的 pop time， 也就是说，在你接到球之后，你如何去更快速的去传到二垒的位置。那这就攸关到你的阻杀率啊等等之类的数据，所以这时候它的 pop time 的时间要在 1.95 左右，那才会是一个会被挑选的可能性。另一个部分呢，就是投手的 ERA， 也就是自责分率的部分，因为你的捕手，如果你有好的引导，或是好的沟通，或是好的观察，那投手的 ERA 也会相对较低，所以投手的 ERA 也将会是美国球探会注意的地方之一。
So the next slide, let's go to more important stuff. talking about physical part and then skill part. Okay? So the next slide talking about the mixing skill and then the physical between hitters and the pitcher.
这部分呢将会讨论到技巧跟你的体能条件。那因为在棒球里面，它并不单单只有技巧，它还包括体能条件。那我们将会分成两个部分，一个是打者的部分，另一个是投手的部分，来谈论技巧跟体能条件应该具备的什么样的要素。
So let's go to the hitters first, talking about speed, arm, and then the power. Power means more for the hitting. Okay, so those three are evaluated on how fast you can throw. Okay, how fast you can throw, and then how fast you can run, and then how far you can hit.
OK， 那在打者的部分呢，我们就讨论到3个要素。第一个要素是速度，再来是你的臂力，再来是你的这个 power， 也就是打击的爆发力的部分。那在速度的部分呢，我们会做一个60码的冲刺，或者是说你的就是你的跑垒速度啊、守备速度等等之类的。那在臂力的部分呢，也就是说你在传球的速度、传球的臂力，或是传球的轨迹，你传的是平飞球，或者是它会有一个比较多的抛物线等等之类，这也将会是球探的要看的要点之一。那再来是你的爆发力，也就是在你打击的时候，你能将球打多快、打多远，这都会是重点。
And then this is just my experience playing baseball from high school in the U.S. and then the university. And then I helped many baseball camps, along my professional career. But those three are very important factors to be able to run fast, throw fast, and then hit. Okay, so this also related to physical part. Right? It's not about the purely on baseball, but if your body, the physical capability is very good. You can run fast, you can throw really fast.
OK， 那这个部分就包括了Sato 在以前在美国高中他的经验上来讲的话，大概可以统计出3个要点。第一个就是跑得快嘛，再来是丢得快，再来就是你的打击能力。那像这3个要点，跑得快啊、丢得快啊、打击能力啊等等之类，打得远的、打的方向或是打的位置的长度、打的深远的强度呢，这其实是攸关到你的体能条件是比较多的。你的体能条件越好，你在刚刚提到的速度、臂力这部分呢，它的表现就会越好。
The evaluation of the pitchers are very, very different. Okay? Because the pitchers, we know how fast they can throw. Okay? And then we know what kind of pitch they have. Okay? That's not what the scout is looking for from the physical perspective. The physical perspective, they have to look for how strong you are, like from evaluating a squat or bench press or deadlift or doing a jump test or how explosive they are. And then they evaluate the range of motion from a medical perspective.
在投手的部分呢，跟打者会是很不一样的。投手的部分，除了我们要知道他会投出多快的球，以及他有哪些他的投球的球种之外呢，最重要我们还会去评估到他的肌力的表现，像是深蹲、然后卧推、硬举这些。那再来呢，也会评估到他的爆发力的表现，像是他可以丢多高啊，他可以跳多高啊，或者是他在智慧要求的表现上，他可以丢多快。再来就是他的活动范围。包括他的手腕啊、肩膀啊、躯干啊、髋的活动能力，这些都会是他的评估的要点之一。
And then I think this is very interesting because for pitchers, they don't only evaluate how fast they can throw or spin rate or whatever. They also want to look at what you can do in the break because a lot of scouts look for injury prevention. Okay, what's the potential that person actually going to be healthy when you go to the next level. So they want to know the foundation of the body's strength to make sure that they are pretty high in a physical capability.
OK， 那在投手的部分呢，美国球探其实看的不只是你的球速或是你的转速等等之类的，他更想要知道的是你的身体的基础体能状况是如何，因为这攸关到你未来的发展潜力，或者是说你的伤害预防的部分。或者是说你在球季之中你的健康状况是否能保持在一个可以投球的状态， 所以它并不单单只有球速跟转速这个投球的部分而已，它还看更多是你的身体的基础的体能力的状态。
So introducing hitter's evaluation and then the pitcher's evaluation is a little bit different in terms of how scouts look for the potential to become very good player for the next level.
所以在打者跟投手的部分呢，在球探在看的部分会是不太一样的，因为他想要看的是知道说你未来的潜能潜力是如何，这才会是他们的重点。
Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, talking about the metric system. Okay, so this one is a little bit different from one scale to the other. And then of course mine is a little different as well. I use the color coding. And then basically this is how scouts look for the players in a different category with the point system.
OK， 那这个部分可以看到，我们现在有一个表格，是球探在评估球员时候的表格。那可能每一种方法会不太一样，但是它主要就是会有看到，我们有看到直线的跟横的，会做一个分数的比较加总这样子。
And then I know many scouts in the US use the point system from 2 to 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So they use that number for each category of, let's say, power, arm strength, or fielding capability, ball contact, like all these different kinds. And then they put the points, for each player to evaluate.
好，那现在在 PPT 上看到的，我们是看到1357分。那但是大家也知道说，在美国有些球探用的是2468的分法，2分到8分。那分数越高，代表你这个部分的表现越好；那分数越低，是你的表现能力就会越差。那它大概可以分成我们所谓的臂力啊，或是你的爆发力啊，或是你的守备能力啊、速度啊，以及你的在击球的时候你的contact 就是击球的能力的，它会做一个加总来评估球员的状态。
What the Asian baseball players have to look for is this is how American system is to evaluate your point. Okay, so if you don't have what's necessary to play next level, let's say a lot of time for Asian players, it's definitely the power. Okay, the Asian baseball players compared to American players, when they get high level, usually the power is lacking, right? So we have to know the point system very well. So we know how to train to get to the next level.
所以在亚洲球员的部分呢，我们现在开始会知道说，在到底美国球探他到底要看哪些方面的数据。那如果像我们常见的亚洲球员跟美国球员在做比较的时候，在打者部分就常见的会是爆发力的差异。那我们可以透过现在我们知道美国球探到底要看的是什么东西，或是我们到底需要哪些条件，那我们可以透过这些数据或是这些项目来做一个训练，来做一个体能上的训练，来做一个加强。
Okay, so the next slide, okay, I have here is talking about the identifying the physical potential. Okay, so this is where subjective information and then objective information match together to know what you can improve to go to the next level.
好，那现在在这张 PPT 上可以看到呢，我们是如何要去识别，我们要去怎么辨识我们的体能的潜力呢？我们会有分成2个项目，第一个是主观上的评估，第二个是客观上的评估。那项目就在 PPT 上面，那我们可以透过这些评估之后，知道说我们现在的缺乏的，或是我们现在的优势在哪里，来做一个加强，来做一个进步。
And then I'm just using my own example. When I was playing baseball in high school in America, I got recruited to be able to play in the university because I was able to run fast. And then American college coaches said, oh, I can teach you how to hit, or I can teach you how to field the ball, right? So if you have something like really good, okay, and then the coaches can teach you to get to the next level, that's also a really good opportunity to play in that level.
那像在博士他之前在念书时候的经验， 他就是跑得很快。那当他进大学的时候呢，那教练就跟他说，那他可以去，教练就可以教这个球员说，你有跑得很快的优势，那我可以教你如何打击啊等等之类的。那所以说，你必须要有某一个项目是你的优势，是你的天分的部分，那这样子你才更有机会进到下一个层级，因为教练他可以去发展优势，也可以去慢慢的去补强你的弱势的部分，这样子你上场的机会会更多。
So realistically speaking, it's impossible to be very good at every single category, but you have to have something really good, and then you have to have something that you can improve on. Okay, that's what you want to show to the scout, so you can play, in a very high level.
OK， 就你可以每一个项目都不错，但是你一定要有一个你的亮点，你的特别的优势在，这样子球探在评估你的时候才会觉得，你有这个优势在，那可以去进展你的弱势，进展比较不足的部分，你这样子球探在评估的时候会觉得你更有机会进到下一个层级，下一个联盟。
Okay, so let's go to the next slide, talking about what's important to do for training.
OK， 那在这张 PPT 里面呢，我们就会讲解到，如何去辨识，或是如何去评估，那你需要去进步的项目，你需要去进步的弱点。
And then this is something that we have been offering from Peak Force that, we do a lot of testing. We do motion analysis testing, we do body assessment, we do physical testing using different technology. So we know what kind of potential the athletes have.
OK， 那在这个部分呢，像我们在 Peak Force 里面在做训练的时候呢，我们就会去先做一个评估，到底这位选手、这位球员的体能条件是在哪里。那我们会做一些像是身体检测啊，去判断你的活动度的部分，或者是我们会去利用一些科技辅助，像是使用这个 push band， 或是使用智慧要球的部分呢，来去看你的进展，或是来看你的潜能爆发力的情况在哪里。那好，让我们去帮助你做训练，帮助你越来越好。
So from our training, we know what kind of training to improve some weakness. So testing gives us an indication of what kind of weakness the baseball players have. And then based on that data, we can improve physically and then technically to help them to get to the next level.
所以透过这些测试，透过这些检测之后呢，我们会发现到你的弱势。除了优势之外，我们也会注意到你的弱势，那我们就会针对这些弱势呢，来做一些体能上的训练。那透过这些训练呢，你就会发现到，你的弱势慢慢的进步，慢慢的进展了。那这时候你才更有机会去晋级到下一个层级。
Yeah, I think one of the big mistake I see in Taiwan is you train as a baseball player without knowing individual weakness. So they all do the same thing because they do baseball specific training. Okay, that might not fit for somebody, but doing this kind of physical testing allows us to know what kind of training is better for each individual.
在台湾常见的状况是我们所有人都练同一套系统，而不知道说每个人的弱项到底在哪里。那如果说我们能透过检测，能透过测试来知道每个人的弱点在哪里的话呢，我们就可以帮助针对个人的情况呢，来做一个更多的进步，而不是每个人都练同一个东西。那这样会是对球员上是比较好的。
Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Just to kind of introducing the new offer that we announced about 1 month ago about the motion analysis. A lot of parents ask me, what do I look for when I do the motion analysis? So this opportunity is to be able to show what I'm looking at, okay? If it's a baseball swing or baseball pitching, the parents send me the video and then I do the motion analysis and then I point out, okay, this is what you're doing right or this is what you're doing wrong.
所以在台湾的话，或者在这部分，很多家长就会问丹特沙罗说，那我的选手或者我的小朋友要注意到哪些地方？那所以针对这些家长的疑问呢，我们现在推出了一个服务，就是我们所谓的1对1的动作分析的诊疗室。那我们可以透过像是影片，那或者是一些截图影片的部分呢，传给丹特沙罗之后，丹特沙罗会针对你的影片的情况，针对你的状况呢，做一个1对1的分析。来，比方说，你可能是你的摆臂的角度不对，或是你的踏步的角度是可以更好的部分，它会透过影片的部分呢，来给你一个针对你的弱项，针对你需要强化的地方呢，做一个指导，做一个提醒。
And then I'm making this fairly cheap price because it's 2021, so the price is 2021 Taiwan dollar. So basically, I'm not trying to try to make money, and then rather it's more for education for parents and coaches. How I'm actually looking at in terms of motion analysis, okay? Using cell phone camera, and then you can do the slow motion, and then I pinpoint what I'm looking at for the baseball pitching mechanics or hitting mechanics.
所以在这部分，在录影的时候，就是使用慢动作做录影。那Tato Sato 其实并不是目的并不是想要赚钱，因为其实价格是很实惠，只是2021而已。那所以Tato Sato 的目的呢，是希望能够透过这样的方式来去教育每位家长或每位球员，让他的动作模式能够更好，以减少他降低他的受伤的几率，并且去提升他的运动表现的部分。那所以这个部分呢，主要是透过一个教育的方式，来让大家的状态，让我们在台湾的甚至小选手们，或是国中、高中的选手们，他的状态，甚至大学的选手们，他的状态是越来越好的。不会有一些受伤啊或等等之类的状况。这个目的主要是为了教育的部分。那所以大家在录影的时候就透过慢动作录影的方式，到时候博士会透过一格一格的部分做一个分析。
Okay, and then especially now that I'm stuck in a hotel room, right? So I have a whole lot of time to do the motion analysis for a lot of people. So, I hope to get some videos so it keeps me busy when I'm in the hotel.
好，那这部分因为Tato Sato现在正在隔离中，他正在旅馆里面做隔离，那所以他希望有一点事情做。那这个动作分析的诊疗室呢，就在我们 PickForce 的网页里面。那希望大家踊跃参加，因为让Tato Sato有点事情做，否则他会觉得很无聊。他希望能够忙一点，因为他这样他就有时间来去逐步分析说每个球员、每个选手他的动作啊、影片的状况这样子。
Okay, so as always, we're open to any questions that people have, and then a lot of people ask good question, and that good question leads to more answers for people to listen to. So we're always happy to hear from the audience.
OK， 所以如果各位观众有任何问题的话呢，欢迎在下面留言。那Tato Sato很希望看到大家就有很多的问题，因为这些问题很多时候都是大家的问题，所以他希望透过这个机会来帮大家做一个解答。
Okay, so thank you very much, and Felix, thank you for stepping in to be the interpreter, and next week will be the different topic, and we keep going with the broadcasting.
OK， 好，那我们大家下周见。那谢谢大家的聆听，那也谢谢Tato Sato的做这些讲解。那下一周也会是不同的主题，也会做一个线上直播的部分。那谢谢大家，大家拜拜。
Thank you，谢谢。
谢谢。